So yeah, welcome to another episode of Matty and Nemo's Talking Shite. It's a weekend news special, so we're gonna give you some information that you can tell your friends to make you sound smart. So here we go.
Fit mom gets temporarily banned from Facebook. One of my friends put this up on Facebook today, put a link to it, and it was the first I'd heard of it. Basically, what's happening is there's this fit mom. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send you the link.
Actually,
there we go.
Before we start doing this, well, yeah, obviously we have started, but if I cough a few times in this, I'm still quite unwell. I think I've got Asian AIDS, so yeah, I think I got it from one of the kids, so in the school. Which now that I think about having saying that, when I say I have AIDS and I got it from one of the kids, there's some Ian Watkins connotations going on there. So I just like to point out that it's not AIDS. I've got a sore throat because kids were sick, and when you work with children, you just get all types of illnesses. So
yeah,
I've never molested a child. Yes. So fit mom gets temporarily banned from Facebook.
What's happened is you have this mom, right, and she's fit, obviously, and she's kind of saying, it's like, what's your excuse for not being fit, even though you're a mom and you have like 3 kids? Yeah. And it's sort of a motivational thing. She wants women to be saying, yes, I can do it. If she can do it, I can do it. But what's happened is there's been a backlash. Women are like, how dare she put pressure on us to take care of our bodies? You have that side of the argument. There's another side of the argument as well, where she sort of, I was going to say she spoke out. She didn't really speak out. She wasn't protesting or anything, but she was saying, the way there's all this focus these days on curvier women. And you have these certain, I was going to say fashion houses, not so much fashion houses, but fashion chain stores, kind of saying, here's our range for curvier women. And they use the phrase real women an awful lot. Yeah. Real women, because real women have curves. And this woman, this fit mom, has a sort of a problem with that. I've always had a problem with it as well. Yeah. Because there's an awful lot of women out there who are just naturally skinny. These days, there's an awful lot of negativity towards them. They're unnatural. You're not supposed to be skinny. You're supposed to have curves. Real women have curves. Do you know what I mean? Now, I understand it's better than a few years ago where you're kind of looked down on for having curves.
Yeah.
Well, oh, God, you're less of a woman because you have a little bit of meat on your bones. It's great that we've moved away from that. But we're starting to go in the other direction now, where you're being looked down on for being naturally skinny. She spoke out about that, and she's getting absolutely lashed out about it. And no, I don't get this bit about getting banned from Facebook. I've never heard of anybody being banned from Facebook for anything other than putting up porn or something. Or hate speech. She didn't put up any hate speech.
I agree with her. I agree with what she put when she put up the picture of herself with her 3 kids and said, "What's your excuse?" She was saying that, yeah, I have 3 children, I have a job, and I still manage to look after myself, right? And I'm not I'm not a fucking poster boy for fitness. I mean, I'm one of the laziest fuckers you'll ever meet in your life. But I mean, like, she's saying that, yeah, okay, curvy women is normal. It's normal for women to have curves. No one's expecting this fucking stick thin model all the time.
No.
But it's not normal to be obese.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And she isn't talking about curvy women as in women who are naturally curvy. She's talking about morbidly obese women that are, like, hanging off themselves. You know what I mean? Literally, there's, like, layers to them, like an onion. That's what she's talking about.
Yeah.
She's talking about these morbidly obese women and that it's normalizing obesity. That's what she said.
It is, yeah.
It's normalizing obesity, like it's like she says, you should love yourself, but you shouldn't accept yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's a difference between just saying, oh, well, this is the way I am and I'm not going to bother changing it. She's saying you can still change it. So
exactly, yeah.
I think she's right.
Yeah.
Getting banned from Facebook for having a different opinion is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, yeah, because there's far more, there's other people who need to be banned from Facebook.
Yeah.
For hate speech, Muslim groups and what have you. But there's another side of this argument as well. Do you know this girl? I can't think of her name now. She's getting pretty famous the last couple of months for saying controversial things on British television.
I know the blonde woman who said that she wouldn't let her kids hang around with kids that have certain names and stuff like that.
We'll find out what her name is later on, and we'll superimpose it in. But basically, yeah, she's making a living for herself these days by saying controversial things. That was the first thing she said, was the thing about the kids' names. If her friend said, Can Preston come over? She'd be like, Preston? Sounds like a little scanger. There's no way Preston's coming to my house.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, people are giving out about it. You shouldn't judge children by their names. They didn't choose their names and this, that, and the other. The thing is, she had a kind of a point. You sort of can judge some kids by their names. So, you know what I mean? It's controversial to say, but it is true. Like if my daughter turned around and said, can Jacinta come to dinner? I'd be like,
Yeah.
Jacinta? Hold on a minute. Where does she
no,
live?
actually, I agree. Yeah.
But
Darndale.
this woman does, this girl does come across like a right bitch with the stuff she comes out with. But the thing is, people don't seem to realise this. That's her job. She goes onto this show a couple of times a week and she says something controversial every single time. That's what she's paid to do. But anyway, one of the latest things she said, I don't always agree with her, but I agree with the latest thing, which was that we've stopped saying fat. And she's saying, you know, there's kids these days in school that have weight problems and weight issues and this, that. And she says, we never say fat anymore. And we need to start saying fat again. Because it's that, I can't think of a better way of saying it. You need people to tell you you're fat, basically. Otherwise, you won't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We have this crutch where, oh, I'm just big boned, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like that. Oh, this is the way my body's meant to be. I can't seem to lose any weight. Whereas if people were saying, Jay's lame, you're getting a bit fat, I'd be like, oh fuck, you're right, I am getting a bit fat. I'll do something about it. So I can understand where she's. It sounds harsh, but I can understand where she's coming from. We're giving too much leniency to people who are big, you know.
Interestingly,
and I could say that because I'm fairly big.
Yeah, well, I would be on the heavier side as well, you know. Since I came here, people, they don't hold back. Do you know what I mean? Like, they'll tell you, like, you're fat, and you need to lose weight. Yeah. Because it's a very judgmental place, and even the teachers in the school that I work in refers to one of the kids as fat boy.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
brilliant.
And it's not, but like, it's not like, they're not doing it to be mean. It's just like, this person is overweight. They know they're overweight. I know they're overweight. So why are we pretending that they're not overweight? That's the thing that happens in Ireland. People who are really fat and they walk in, and I know it's a thing to turn around and say, does this make me look fat? And people always say, no, you look.
Oh God, no.
It's like, you're still a heifer. Do you know what I mean? Like, but that's coming from someone who is overweight as well. Do you know what I mean? I can do it. I'm dropping a few kilos.
Yeah, I could stand to lose, man. I was 16 stone last year.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm down to 13 stone 5 now or something like that. And I can still stand to lose another stone, I think. But like, I have friends who'd be even bigger than that, way bigger. And the thing is, it's not that I want to go around calling them fat bastards all the time. I'm not saying that's the kind of world I want to live in. But just to be able to acknowledge it and not be constantly afraid of mentioning somebody's weight. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Especially if it's a close friend. If it's a close friend, you want to be able to say, fucking hell, man, do you want to come to the gym with me sometime, you know?
Yeah. Out of concern more than anything else. Really.
Yeah, you wouldn't say it to a neighbour, you wouldn't say it to somebody who's just an acquaintance, but a friend,
just
you should be able to say that.
Street.
Yeah. Hey!
You fat fucker!
Follow me, we're going to the gym. Get you fucking sorted out, fat boy.
Brilliant. So something I wanted to talk about was this Bryan Dobson controversy.
That rings a bell. What's all this? Bryan Dobson.
I've been seeing it all over my Facebook, people going, it's a disgrace, how dare Bryan Dobson. He referred to people who are protesting as idiots.
I don't even know who he is.
He's an RTE news presenter.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
Yeah, no, he referred to the people who are protesting as idiots, right? And everyone's making this big, huge thing about, oh, he's referring to people. He's this...
Any particular protesters?
It was, burn the bondholders and all that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And it's like they're saying, basically what they're saying is that he was turning around and giving out about the fact that people were protesting about this situation, and he's an elitist who thinks that he's above everyone else and all this stuff. No, that's not at all. What it is that he was trying to do a news report with an economist. There was two fucking gobshites in the background with signs that saying burn the bondholders, right?
Yeah.
And they're like doing this behind the camera and waving it, right?
And he called them idiots.
He turned around and he said, look, we're going to stop now because we've got two idiots behind you trying to wreck the broadcast, and we'll come back to you in a little while, right?
Yeah.
And now everyone's like, how dare he? Oh, people who don't want to go, people who go against the government are idiots. It's like, no, that's not what it is. You're making a fucking mountain out of nothing. It's like Bill Maher. Do you know who Bill Maher is?
The American guy.
Yeah, when he got kicked off his show, he turned around and said that, and this is going to sound controversial as well, but he turned around and said that, who are the cowards in the whole Afghanistan, Iraq, America war situation that happened a few years ago for our younger viewers. And, he was saying like that, who are the cowards? Are the cowards the people who got on the plane and flew those planes into buildings for something they believed in, they gave their life for that? Or are we the cowards who are killing people from a distance?
Yeah.
We don't have to get involved. We just murder people from a distance, right? He wasn't saying that the American military were cowards.
No.
But that's what everyone took it as.
Yeah.
What he was saying was that when you compare the two of them, we're doing one thing because it's easy. They did the difficult. All right. Now, I don't agree with what they did. I'm not saying that. I think 9/11 was a great thing or anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it's a similar situation in that, like, that he wasn't calling them idiots for protesting. He was calling them idiots for the fact that they were trying to wreck a news broadcast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they were really going to achieve nothing.
Exactly. Yeah.
By doing that in that way.
That's my opinion. I just wanted to have a little rant about it.
No, you're right. You're dead right. Get off Bryan Dobson's back.
He's a sound lad, so he's a sound lad.
Good lad.
Another interesting thing that I think is kind of hilarious, knowing the supporters of this group, I don't see how this is going to go. But Sinn Féin will field their first ever African candidate in the next year's elections.
It's about time.
Edmund Nukusa is a Congolese native who has been an Irish citizen since 2007 and will join local representative Paul Donnelly on the ballot in the Mahudert ward at next year's election. Nukusa joined Sinn Féin shortly after he became an Irish citizen, having been a member of the Union for Democracy and Social Progress in his native land. Now, knowing Sinn Féin supporters, I don't see him getting too much support. I don't think.
No.
I'm just surprised. That just came out of left field.
Yeah, totally.
So how do you think that'll go?
Like you say, I mean, yeah, the whole Sinn Féin supporters thing, you're kind of saying, hold on a minute, why would they vote for him? It's like Obama. When the first words started leaking out that there was a black candidate, and people are getting excited about it. Oh, it's about time America had a black president, because there's so many black people in America. But then when you were hearing more and more about him and what have you, it was less about his race. It sounds kind of stupid. When you hear about a black candidate, you think he's going to be fighting for black issues. And it's ridiculous. That's not what the case is. Do you know what I mean? Especially when we're talking about the President of America. It's not like he's totally going for the presidency because he's all about, we're going to change this America so that it suits the black side of the population. It wasn't like that. He's just a politician whose skin happens to be a slightly darker shade. But in this case, when we're talking about a politician, when Sinn Féin, I get the feeling this guy, and again I could be wrong, but I really do get the feeling this guy is going to be all about helping his little corner of society. Which, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. They live here, they're Irish, they deserve some sort of representation in the Dáil. How do you pronounce Dáil, by the way? Dáil, yeah. I keep hearing people say Doyle on the radio. Doyle.
Yeah, I
can't get my head around it. It's Dáil.
Okay.
It's always been Dáil to me.
Yeah.
Also, how do you pronounce Thomas?
Thomas.
Say it again?
Thomas.
Yeah. Right? On the radio, everybody says Thomas. Stick your tongue out. Thomas,
yeah. Thomas.
Yeah, I know it starts with a TH. You don't need to fucking emphasize it.
So does the, but I say the.
Yeah. Do you know what's mad though? When you see the end at the end of a film, you never say the end. You always say the end.
Yeah.
And in what other, when do you ever say the? I can't think of the. Oh yeah, you could say the reigning champion.
Yeah.
Why do we do that? That's weird.
I don't know.
Anyway, this isn't news.
No, it really isn't us contemplating pronunciation. Another kind of news story that shocked me actually. Teen girl's rapist and killer freed under human rights ruling.
It's about time.
Apparently, I don't know what ETA is, but apparently a Spanish court has decided that some chap who was an ETA prisoner and he had earned good behaviour, which meant that his sentence was going to be cut short. Apparently the fact that they retroactively decided not to do that and said they wouldn't do it, that apparently they broke his human rights and he should be freed.
Well,
my opinion on that is, does he have any human rights after he raped and murdered 3 women?
Obviously not.
I'm somewhat of a I'm a traditionalist. I like to think that when someone does something illegal like that, they should just be shot in the face, and that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? So
exactly. Yeah, I'm total agreement with you on that one. There was a guy on the radio actually one time, and he said something, and it stuck with me. He said, when you have anybody who works with grapes, anybody who has a vineyard or whatever, you look at your bunch of grapes, and if there's a bad grape in there, you pluck it out.
Yeah.
You get rid of it. because what's going to happen is if you leave her in there with the rest of the grapes, they're all going to go bad. And I was like, yes, that's it. That's my fucking mental image for scumbags like this murdering rapist bastard.
Especially that crime. There's something about that crime that's I think is unforgivable. Do you know? You can kill someone in a crime of passion. Do you know? You can kill someone in a crime of passion. Now, pisses me off when you get crimes of passion where someone stabs someone 58 times. And it's like, after about 10, you're going to be bollocksed and you're going to just keep going for the sake of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but like, just rape and child molestation and all that, for me, it's
the ultimate. Forget about, robbery or any amount of money or jewels, possessions, whatever, burning things. Once you do anything to another human, physically, that's it. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And they always talk about it on the radio, and you always hear these, do-gooders saying, like when people talk about the death penalty, bringing the death penalty back, they always say, but it doesn't do any good. Studies have shown that it's not a deterrent, and let's say you kill a rapist, there's not going to be any less rape tomorrow. But the thing is, there's one less rapist on the planet.
Yeah.
And you could say put them in prison, but people who rape and people who molest children, that's not something you can get rehabilitated from. That's something wrong with your brain. And I don't think there's anything that can fix that. So either keep them alive for the next 40 fucking years at a cost of about 60 grand a year to the taxpayer. Bullshit. Just kill them. Just get them fucking out of here, and don't take care of them. Don't be keeping them alive and giving them a gym and giving them a PlayStation 4 to play with. Just wipe them out. No.
Back in the head. That's it.
Yeah.
And I'll do it. I'll do it for free. I don't give a shit. Be a nice Saturday night kind of relaxation thing to do. Just
I love it. People always say, that would be great, wouldn't it? Even just as on a volunteer basis. You often hear about people saying, I wouldn't want him to be killed. I want him to be in prison for the next 40 years, to suffer or whatever. And in some cases I can kind of understand feeling that way, that death is too easy for them.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I always go back to it. I always just say, no, death. I don't care. I don't care about them suffering. I don't want to torture them. I just want them to die. I don't want them to fucking enjoy this planet anymore.
Yeah. I don't think there is a fate worse than death.
No. There's not. Even this Ian Watkins fella, right? He could go to prison for the rest of his life. And it's not, there's going to be hard times for him. It is going to be hard. But he's fucking alive. And he's got a gym. And he's got friends. You know what I mean? It's like going to blading school. It's like going to boarding school, it is. Yeah. Even in the hardest prisons where you don't really have that many luxuries, you're still just hanging out with a bunch of blokes. And he's probably going to be fairly well protected because he's probably going to be in a fucking paedophile section. I say, put him in with the rest of the prison population. And get him bladed over by a bunch of screwballs,
Alright, I was just going to give you a bit of news from my side of the world.
Jeez, you're full of news today.
Yeah, I've just been... There's been a lot of things happening the last couple of days. There has been.
All I had was that hot mom. And in fact, I still have that tab open. I'd lash her over. I would lash that woman over.
She is
if you're watching... Let it be known.
We're very, very small fry YouTube celebrities, so, if you're interested. So it starts off with, if you've ever been to China, you may be familiar with the fact that in certain public areas, at certain times of the day, music is played and people gather to dance. The people are mostly older women between the ages of 45 to 60, and they are causing a ruckus.
Wow.
According to foreign policy, over the last several months, people have become antagonized by their behavior, largely because of the noise. In one neighborhood, residents threw water balloons at the dancers, while in October, an unknown group threw a large amount of poop from their windows onto the older women below. CCTV.com, a Chinese news outlet, took to the side of the residents, concluding, all people haven't gone bad, it's bad people who have gotten old. However, the dancers themselves don't see the problem. As far as they're concerned, the young residents should be up and about by the time they're dancing. One group member told the reporter, we'll keep the noise down, but people should be up and going to work by 8 a.m. Can't young people just get up earlier? The last line is just, can't we all just get along?
That's a bizarre story.
Yeah, milling shit at old people, basically, is the gist.
So we're talking about middle-aged women gathering in the morning to dance in the street.
Yeah.
What's that game?
I think it's an exercise thing. In the village that I live in, about 7:30 every morning, there's like a really big outdoor football pitch in the middle of the village, and a basketball court, and a place to do exercise and stuff. And on the basketball court in the morning, they have women, they do exercises and stuff like that outside. So I'm assuming it's just stuff like that.
No.
Hockey and shit and olds.
I can't see myself ever doing that, throwing my own feces at somebody.
Oh.
It just seems like it's more of an inconvenience to me.
What do you use to handle it?
I suppose like a sandwich bag, maybe?
Yeah.
Like a pooper
But
scooper?
Yeah, but if you throw that in a sandwich bag, I mean, the chances of it coming out of the sandwich bag are slim to none, and then you're just throwing bags.
Exactly, yeah.
Stay tuned for our next video where we're going to try and figure this out. It's going to be like Mythbusters, and we're going to start hockeying bags of shit at people walking down the street.
Yeah,
But
I have to say, it's a thought-provoking piece.
There was something else I wanted to mention very, very quickly in passing. Yes, okay. This is going to sound quite gay, but I have started to sit down and watch the show. Well, I say started, I've already finished the first season. The Vampire Diaries.
Oh, wow.
When I was... Samantha, my wife, for those of you who don't know, is a huge fan of this show. I mean, she is addicted to it. She's also started watching the spin-off show that came from it.
Yeah.
And I used to give her shit going, oh, Twilight, it's just Twilight on TV, blah, look at the fucking state of good. And then I looked at the IMDb rating. It's got an 8 out of 10. Like a solid 8 out of 10. It's not like a half-arsed, you know what I mean? It's a solid 8 out of 10. So I sat down and I watched it. I watched the first episode, right? And I was kind of going, they're writing in the diary a bit too. Like it is, the first episode's very like, oh, look at me, I'm writing in a journal. Okay?
Yeah.
But I gave it a shot. It's actually very good.
I might check it out. It's on Netflix.
It's Twilight if they were actual vampires.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you watch True Blood?
No, I don't.
We got into True Blood like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
And I was surprised at how much I liked it.
Yeah.
There was enough grit and the adult nature of it is what grabbed me.
Yeah.
It's like Twilight if it wasn't gay.
Yeah.
Now there's a couple of dud seasons, not so good. The latest season's actually pretty good. But I was talking to Tash about it, and she started talking about this Vampire Diaries, and I was like, oh yeah, that sounds alright. So I went looking it up. I think I looked it up on actually Netflix, and I read the description, and I was like, nah, pass. That's just Twilight.
I thought the exact same thing. There is that romantic element as in the vampire is in love with a human. The vampire doesn't drink human blood, but his motivations for not doing these things are okay. He doesn't want to kill people, but it is a very good show. Yeah, it's one of those shows that it surprised me. Like the vampires, they kill people. They have a lot of sex. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like this. It is. There's no swearing and stuff like it. It's PG-13. Yeah. Kind of. Do you know what I mean?
The high end of
towards 15. Yeah. But it is actually a very, very good show, and the plot is very good. Like the storyline that runs through it is really good.
Yeah.
So I'm actually really enjoying it. Another thing that I liked about it is that they kind of are like the anti-Twilight. Okay, the romance element is there, but they're anti-Twilight with the vampires. Like they can't go out in the sunlight. You know, some of the characters can because of it's a part of the plot. Like they've got these things that allow them to go outside, but like any new vampires or anything. So I'm really enjoying the show. So that's another quickie review that I would tell people to. I'd say definitely give it a shot. It's not going to be for everyone, but I think you should definitely give it a shot and see what you think of it, because
it sounds like it's worth taking a gander at. Yeah, suss it out.
So I think we should probably end this now because we've been at this for a while.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You have a life, and I've got a TV show to watch. So.
Okie dokie, and I'll let you go and enjoy your gay vampire show.
I'm telling you, you'll love it, and if you don't love it, I'll make you love it. But I'll do an outro. Or do you want to do an outro?
Go for it. Get out of your system.
I don't know why. I'm enjoying doing these little intros and outros. It makes me feel real professional. So this has been our week in news, talking shy. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.